Okay, continuing on here, we're talking about vertical angles. Now, vertical angles are formed by two straight lines, so I'm going to highlight these just to kind of show you. So there's one line there, and there's one line going this way. Okay, vertical angles are angles that are formed by those, and they're opposite of each other. So this one right here is opposite of this one right here. So those are vertical angles. And then we also have these angles here, this one, and this one, and those are congruent to each other. So let's go ahead and list those. I know I kind of just drew all over that, but vertical angles. So we have angle AXB and angle BXE. Then the other pair that we have is AXE and angle BXD. So those are the vertical pairs that go together. Adjacent angles. So adjacent angles are angles that are next to each other, and this could be many different forms. I'm just going to give you a couple, but any kind of angle that is next to each other or touching. So so they have a common endpoint, so there's one, and then that angle that goes with it here. So AXB right there, and then BXC, those go together because they share an endpoint and they share a ray. So angle AXB is adjacent to angle BXC, so that's one pair. Or you could give me another pair like angle BXC with angle CXD. That would be another pair. There's more than that in this list. I'm just not going to list them all. So any two angles that are next to each other, those will work. Okay, linear pairs. There's two different linear pairs in this question, maybe even more. But linear pairs are two angles that form a straight line. So angle AXB with angle BXD, excuse me, those would form one, and let's look at why. So if I were to highlight this, actually let's use the highlighter, AXB, this angle right there, and then angle BXD, those form this straight line down here. So that would be a linear pair. Okay, another example of this would be angle AXE and angle EXD. So kind of on the other side of that. So let's look at that one. We would have AXE, and then we have EX and then D. So on the other side of that green one that I just did. So that would be a linear pair. Those two angles form a straight line. They're also supplementary, which leads us to our next question. Maybe not exact next question. This is, what is the complement? Whenever I read the word complement, right above it I just put 90 degrees of an angle with a measure of 41 degrees. So if it's complementary with it, that means they're going to add to 90. So you're going to do 90 minus 41, and you're going to get 29 degrees. Or 49, excuse me. Oops. 49 degrees. Now this one, it says, what is the supplement of an angle with a measure of 41 degrees? And supplement makes me think of 180 degrees. So then to solve this question, you're doing 180 minus 41, and you get 139 degrees. Okay, last page. Woohoo! We have two angles. Angle CAT and MUD are supplementary. I'm reading that word and I think 180 right away. If the measurement of angle CAT is 11x plus 26 and the measurement of angle MUD is 4x plus 14, find the measure of each. So they're going to add together to be 180 degrees. So I'm going to do 11x plus 26 and then add the other one, 4x plus 14, and they equal 180 degrees together. So I'm going to simplify these. I get 15x plus 40 is equal to 180. Then I'm going to subtract the 40 from both sides, and I'm going to get 15x is equal to 140. Then when I divide this, you're going to get x is equal to, and you actually get 9.3 repeating. So I'm going to, when you type this into your calculator, I want you guys to be, just add a bunch of 3's to make it the most accurate as possible. So when you plug in 9.3 repeating into your calculator to each of these, you're going to get a decimal form, and that's okay. It'll work out. So when I plug it into CAT, plug in 11 times 9.33333333, and then enter, and then hit plus 26, and you're going to get that CAT is equal to is equal to 128.6 repeating. And then, and you can round that to 0.7, that'd be enough, that'd be okay with me. And then you plug it into MUD, and you find out that MUD is equal to 51.3. And those two things do add up to 180 degrees, so you know you did it right. Let's go to our last slide here. Is that our last slide? This is our last slide. Okay, so find the measurement of WXY and the measurement of ZXY. So here we are. We have this drawing, and sometimes it's really hard to interpret these drawings, but what I see is that this is a straight line, and these two angles together make this straight line. So that means that they're a linear pair and they're supplementary, which means they add up to 180 degrees. So you're going to say 8x plus 31 plus 6x plus 23 is equal to 180 degrees. So combining like terms, you're going to get 14x plus 54 is equal to 180. Subtract 54 from both sides. You're going to get 14x is equal to 126. Divide by 14, and you're going to get x is equal to 9. Now you have to plug 9 back into this question and figure out what each of these angles is. So when you do that, you get that WXY is 103 degrees, and you get that ZXY is 77 degrees. Okay, one last question. I'm going to move this so I have enough space. Actually, I might be able to move this whole thing up. Okay, so the very last question. This one's challenging because we have 3 angles. This angle, and this angle all make up this straight line. So we're actually going to add this angle plus this one equals 180 degrees so that we can solve for all of this. So 6x minus 26 plus 5x plus 12 plus 7x minus 22. All of that together equals 180 degrees. Now we're going to combine like terms on the left side to make this a lot more simple. And when we do that, we're going to get 18x minus 36 is equal to 180. So then you add the 36 over, and you're going to get 18x is equal to 216. Then divide both sides by 18, and you're going to get x is equal to 12. Okay, so plugging in 12 to each of these little expressions to figure out what these values are will give us our actual answers. Let me click on this and bring it over. So the measurement of angle EFH, so EFH, this one, I'm plugging in 12 right there. And when I do that, I get 46 degrees. The next one, when you plug in the 12 to this one right here, you get 72 degrees. And the last one, when you plug in 12 right here to this x, you get 62 degrees. Now I went ahead and double checked this and said, okay, does this actually work? So I checked it, and I said 46 plus 72 plus 62, and I did that on my calculator, and I got 180 degrees. So I know that it's right. So there we are. If you have any other questions, please feel free to make an appointment with your teacher and go over questions you need help with. All right, thanks.